So tonight we're gonna make some pizza. This is a non-bread recipe. It's about a 7-ounce dough. I'm just putting this on some flour. You wanna flour your surface. And then you wanna make sure that you don't press too hard. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll this out like this. You could roll it with a rolling pin if you'd like. I like to use my hands and make an edge. And you just have to be careful that you don't work the center too much because you'll thin it out like this. And then you grab it like this. Make sure you don't have any extra moisture. And what I'll do is, since it's already floured up, I'm gonna grab some panko. Works as a great kind of these are like almost like ball bearings underneath your pizza. And then they'll make it so that I can work the pizza onto a paddle and that it won't stick to the counter like this. So this pizza sauce is a half red sauce, half barbecue sauce, and I'm using Hutch's Hot. This is going to become the base for a pizza that I'm going to make with some pulled pork and pineapple. So it's a really cool recipe to make a barbecue pulled pork pizza. And keep your sauce away from the edge, because as it heats up, it's going to want to travel. And if it travels, it'll make the dough want to stick to the bottom of your oven, and then you're going to have some issues. So there's your sauce. Next, I'm going to start with a nice layer of cheese. This cheese mix right here is half scamorza, which is a smoked stringier cheese, and then a low moisture mozzarella. And so I'm going to put that on my pizza dough. I'm going to spread this out, and I'm going to reserve a little bit for the top. So I'm going to go 3/4 on, and then I'll put the other last bit of it to hold all the ingredients together as it cooks. I made some pulled pork yesterday, and so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put that pulled pork into this next layer, because I want some of the moisture influence from the sauce and the cheese to keep the pulled pork nice and moist so it doesn't dry out and doesn't get burnt. Pulled pork pizza. All right. Next, I'm going to go with some black olives to set some color. And then I'm going to set some orange over the top. These are just thin sliced peppers. And I'm going to go with some purple, some red onion, and then some yellow of the pineapple. And I always like to have that pineapple kind of fall in some of those rings. And then, since I'm going to use cilantro, I'm going to put that right over the top of the pineapple. It's going to bring out a lot of flavor. But I'm also going to make sure that the cilantro isn't the last thing I put on it, because if I do, it's going to burn, it's going to dry out. And a good spicy pizza like this, jalapenos are definitely a must. These are tamed jalapenos from the store, so these have less spice than other ones. And last, your final layer is your cheese, and I'm reserving some cheese because I want to make sure that the cheese holds together all the toppings as they come in out of the oven, and they'll set together. Plus, they're going to broil and they're going to brown up, and it's going to look really nice. So when you grab a pizza on a pizza peel, you kind of need to be committed, but you want to kind of test it to see if it's moving just a little bit first. You don't want to dive right in, because you might have an edge that has some moisture in it that's going to hang up. What's going to happen is if you push it too fast, you're going to cut that pizza dough, you're going to have sauce underneath there, and then you're going to have to start over. So it's a big mess. So, see if it's moving first, and then just be aggressive. Pull it back to you just a little bit, and then slide it underneath. And that's how you get it on the peel. So I'm using a Green Mountain grill. I'm setting my temperature at 200 degrees, but that stone is probably 450, maybe 550. I haven't really checked it, but good temperature. So now I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna rotate it about 180 degrees, and then I'm gonna make sure it's in the center, and we're gonna go another 4 minutes. All right, it's been about 4 minutes on this one, on this side, and you can see I'm getting some really nice browning on the one side. Looks really good. We're like 1 minute out on this, 2 minutes out, tops. All right, our pizza, we're ready to rock and roll. So I'm gonna put this pizza on a wire rack, and then I'm gonna wait probably like 4 or 5 minutes to let everything kind of set for the cheeses to kind of cool down. And then I'm gonna let the loose impediments of the flour and the panko fall off. And once it's all cooled off, then I'll transfer it to a cutting board and cut it. So since I have it on a wire rack, I'm gonna rotate it, and that's gonna knock off some of that panko. And then I'm just gonna take my peel, transfer it over. You notice that's all the stuff that is left over. Looks great. Got that nice crunch. There you go.